No problem at all, Christina. I'm still getting set up as well. And you feel free to keep your camera off if you'd like. You don't need to turn it on. We'll get started in just a moment. Let me get Instagram going now, too.
Can you hear me?
I can, yes. Can you hear me okay?
Should I put on my camera?
You can keep it off if you'd like or turn it on, whatever feels, good for you, Christina.
Well, I'm not camera ready, but I'll turn it on. It seems like it's just me and you.
Yeah, I mean, there's supposed to be three more, but they haven't popped on yet. So, and then I have like Facebook going live and YouTube, but they're separate of you. So they won't see you. And then I
Oh,
haven't,
okay. Is this interactive?
no, not really. Some, yeah,
Okay.
sometimes, hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's mindfulness talk. I'm just gonna do, is this your first time on here, Christina? Going to just cleanse a little bit the space. But yeah, Christina, basically, I will just be doing a short talk and a little bit of a meditation. And the only interactive part you might do is you can type in a couple of things if you have a question or when I do questions. Hello, everyone, as well as just a check in. But you just watch and listen.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. So glad you can make it. All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's mindfulness talk. So, before we begin, I'm just going to have everyone ground for a moment, including myself. So, let's go ahead and just close our eyes for a moment. And maybe just take a deep breath in through the nose and a long exhale, or whatever feels good for you. Taking a couple more just breaths in through the nose. And feel free to do either an open mouth sigh or just a long exhale, whatever feels right. Thank you, Nathan. Now, letting the awareness of the breath fall to the background, I'm going to invite you all to just bring your awareness for a moment to the body and just feeling. Maybe you can drop the shoulders just a little more. Maybe you can sense into just the rise and fall of the belly as you bring your awareness down the body into the stomach, hips. And then just sensing into that felt sense of your legs connecting to the chair or your feet touching the ground, just really grounding yourself in this moment. Letting go of all roles, responsibilities, worrying and planning, just giving ourselves the gift of presence tonight. Before we open our eyes, I invite you to do just one final check in and just notice how your energy feels. You feeling tired, busy, or you feeling relaxed and just noticing with curiosity. All right, and just to round out this little grounding meditation, I invite you to just take one deep breath and let it out. And starting to just wiggle the toes and come back to the screen when it feels right. All right, so tonight's talk. Hello, David. Thank you for joining. All right, so tonight's mindfulness talk is when you don't know. Okay, so finding stability while life unfolds. Right? So we're essentially going to talk about something that every human being experiences. We all experience. And that is uncertainty. Right? Not knowing what's going to happen. Not knowing what's going to happen tomorrow with a job, with a relationship, whether we should make a decision or not make a decision, right? And just not knowing how things will work out. Okay? So most of us assume that uncertainty is the problem. But what if it's our relationship to uncertainty that creates our suffering? So life is always contained uncertainty, right? It's probably one of the certain things of our human experience is that there's always uncertainty, right? So the question becomes, how do we remain present when answers aren't available? So why is it we struggle with uncertainty? Hello, thank you for joining. So again, why is it that we struggle with uncertainty? Because the mind loves certainty. It wants to know. It wants predictability. It wants a plan. And it just wants guarantees. Right? And there's nothing wrong with that. The mind evolved to help us survive. So, thousands of years ago, uncertainty could actually mean danger. Not knowing where food would come from, not knowing if there was a threat nearby. So the nervous system learned to scan for safety. Today, however, our nervous system often responds to emotional uncertainty the same way. For example, a text message doesn't come back. A relationship feels unclear. A medical test is pending. Maybe a financial situation is uncertain. And then suddenly, the body reacts as if a tiger's chasing us. Okay? Not because something dangerous is happening, but because the nervous system interprets uncertainty as danger. It can. So, how it shows up. Notice what happens when you don't know something. How often does your mind start working overtime? Oh, hi, Jenny. So, again, just noticing when we don't know something and how quick our mind goes working overtime to figure it out, to have that certainty. We replay conversations in our head over and over. We analyze. We seek reassurance. And a really good one is we imagine worst case scenarios. Okay. And then we try to just predict the future. And I'm doing this talk today because I've been living this lately. And that's why I decided to create a talk. I'm going through some major transitions lately. Some beautiful transitions, but scary transitions. And because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow with a couple of the decisions and uncertainty between, certain situations falling out business wise, a lot of it has to do with my life, business, and transitions. But, for me in my own experience, I don't know how many times I catch myself going into these worst case scenarios. So again, what does your mind do? Okay, when you don't know the answer to something, you're sitting in that uncertainty. How does your mind work overtime? How many conversations are you replaying or analyzing or seeking reassurance? Or like me, imagining those worst case scenarios? Okay. If anyone has experienced any of this, raise your hand. Put a little raise hand on Zoom or Instagram or Face. Let me know if this is making sense. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, definitely, right? So again, yeah, thank you, Christy. So again, we try to predict the future. Right? And this is what mindfulness asks us to notice. And it's not because we're trying to stop the thinking. Thank you, Gilma. Okay, it's not because we're trying to stop this thinking. Let me see what you wrote, Christina. Oh, yes, your mind turns everything into an evil identity. Yes, totally. So again, mindfulness is asking us to notice, not because we're trying to stop the thinking, but because we're trying to become aware of what is happening. All right. So as Carl, I always say this quote, and a lot of times in my talks, because one of my favorite just persons to read and study is Carl Jung. And I'm sure everyone's heard this quote, but he says, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Right? So many of us don't realize that we've left the present moment and that we've entered into this imagined future, this, evil entity, these worst case scenarios. Right? So again, mindfulness helps us notice when that happens. Mindfulness helps us notice when that happens. Okay? Because most of the time when it's happening, we're so caught up in it, we don't notice because it's a part of our experience. It's a part of our mind. Okay, so mindfulness helps us notice how we can get deeper with this. Where to notice it in the body, right? And for me, this is really important. Oh, hi, Eric. So, because uncertainty isn't just a thought, it's an experience in the body. So, when you're sitting in uncertainty and you're creating this worst case scenario, or replaying conversations, or analyzing over and over, what I want you to notice is there tightness in the body? Do you feel tightness maybe in the chest, in the stomach? I feel it in the stomach. Right? So, you're going to notice a sense of tightness in your experience, whether it's in the jaw, the shoulders, the stomach, the chest, maybe even shallow breathing. And not only that, racing thoughts, restlessness. Ah, Diego, hello. And again, a huge big one for me too, I notice so much, is that sense of urgency. So if we're sitting in uncertainty and we start going into that worst case scenario, right, Christina? We go into that worst case scenario where we're replaying things over and over while we sit in that certainty. This is where I invite you to notice, how does the body feel? Where is the tightness? Is there shallow breathing, clenching jaws? And what I just said that really resonated, I feel, is that sense of urgency. Okay? Because what we resist persists. So it's creating that resistance to the uncertainty that persists, that creates this suffering. Okay? So, many of us try to think our way out of discomfort instead of feeling it. I had a huge talk about this with my son the other day. Right? So we're trying to just fight our way out of feeling heaviness or sadness or even stress. We don't want to feel these uncomfortable things. Okay? So instead, we're trying to think our way out of the discomfort of uncertainty. So rather than ask, how do I make this uncertainty go away? Because I want answers now. We begin asking, what does uncertainty feel like in the body right now? Okay. And honestly, that question changes everything. Allowing what is here. Okay. Mindfulness is not resignation. It's not giving up. It's not pretending like it's not there. That would be spiritually bypassing. It's not pretending that you're supposed to like uncertainty. Pretend that everything's okay. but it's learning to be with reality. So one of my teachers, another quote, he says, this is my teacher, Jack Cornfield. He says, the trouble is that you think you have time. But what he points to is the tendency to leave the present moment. So we live in the future. We wait for life to begin after certainty arrives. But life is happening now. Even in uncertainty. And especially in uncertainty. Right? So the invitation is, it's not to magically make it disappear. The invitation is to allow the experience to just be here. Allow the unknown answers, the unclear whether that text is going to come back from that person, whether you're going to get that job or not, or for me recently, whether I'm going to get this van or not, or whether your business is going to grow, or that person that you're involved with is going to turn into a relationship. Whatever it is, how can we just be in the uncertainty and allow the experience to be, instead of going in the head and trying to make meaning of something or create a worst case scenario, or just constantly in the head, future tripping. Because then what happens? We leave the present moment. All right, so, and in that space, I always teach, my students, whatever's here, to name it. It's like, okay, uncertainty's here. Or maybe it's repeating thoughts is here. Worst case scenario thinking is here. Fear is here. Restlessness is here. What does it feel like in the body? Can we notice the sensations and allow them to be just as they are, without immediately trying to fix them? And returning to what is true. Okay. So this is one of the simplest mindfulness practices. When uncertainty appears, ask yourself, what is true right now? Not tomorrow, not next month, not what might happen, but what is true right now? So right now we're breathing, right? Am I safe? Can I feel my feet on the floor? Can I sense into that support beneath me? Can I take a conscious breath? This doesn't solve uncertainty, but it grounds us. And Christina, you said, yes. So what is true right now? I am always safe in that moment. Exactly. All right. So again, if we're stuck in this uncertainty and we see ourselves looping, all of the things, the tightness, the urgency, whatever it is, meaning making, worst case scenarios, we notice. So again, that first thing is recognize, we notice. This is the mindfulness. Now, the embodied mindfulness is, okay, where do I feel this in the body? This restlessness, this urgency, this whatever it is. Name it. Uncertainty is here. Restlessness is here. My heart's racing. My stomach's in a knot. Okay, I see you. You're allowed to be here. And then, what is true right now? Feeling your feet on the ground. Feeling support beneath you. Taking a deep breath. Grounding yourself. Maybe what I've had to do a lot lately is take a nap. Napping has been my best friend lately. But okay, so regulating the nervous system. Once we notice that, once we've noticed the uncertainty, we've acknowledged it. Now we can begin gently supporting our nervous system. So that's not forcing ourselves to be calm. It's supporting safety in some simple ways. So just like I said, feeling your feet on the ground, a long exhale, placing your hand on your heart. I do this so much, where I essentially just, I see you. It's okay. Or on the belly, and just sensing into that warmth of your own hand on your heart. Maybe looking around the room and noticing what is safe, what gives you a sense of safety. Okay. So the nervous system begins settling when it feels seen, not when it's ignored. Okay, if that makes sense. So again, we recognize we're in uncertainty. We want the answers. We don't like sitting in this space. We feel it in our body. Name it. Allow it. Okay, I see you're here. Ground if you need to. And however that works. I gave already some examples. So when we do these things, we are rewiring our nervous system to feel safe and to have capacity for uncertainty. Because again, when the nervous system settles, the nervous system settles when it feels safe. Beautiful, Guillermo. Take it easy. You are good. Exactly. So talking to yourself, you know, talking to ourselves is very important. We're learning how to be our own best friends here. So it's like, I see you. It's okay. You got this. Right? So again, the nervous system calms down. You reprogram your nervous system by giving it the presence, allowing yourself, these parts of yourself to be seen. All right, before we go into a meditation, the mystery of life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. And that is another good, beautiful quote from Alan Watts, one of my other favorite beautiful just teachers. They're all teachers. So again, the mystery of life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. And I just love that so much, because so much of our suffering comes from trying to solve life. Yes, exactly, Diego Guillermo. So again, most of our suffering comes from trying to solve life. And yet, life continues unfolding. Right? So the invitation tonight is not to eliminate uncertainty. It's not to force answers. And it's not to become certain. The invitation is to remain present with yourself while uncertainty is here. Because when we're trying to fix the situation by overthinking and, all the stuff I named, we are abandoning ourselves. We're disconnecting from ourselves. So the invitation again is to remain present while uncertainty is here. And trust that you can meet this moment and the next moment, one breath at a time. Because essentially, stability does not come from having all the answers. We wish it did. It comes from learning how to stay present when the answers haven't arrived yet. I even just got my whole body just lit up to that part right there. I really feel it, right? It comes from learning how to stay present when we don't know the answers. All right, so I'm going to invite everyone to get comfortable. We're going to do a little bit of a deep inquiry meditation so you can connect with uncertainty in the body. So this will be about 10 minutes. So take a comfortable sitting position or laying down if you'd like. And then close your eyes when the time feels right. Or you can leave them open, looking at something with a soft gaze. And I'm going to invite you to just take a nice deep breath in through the nose and maybe a long exhale. Knowing there's nowhere to go, nothing to figure out, nothing to solve. Just this moment and this experience. Now I'm going to invite you to gently bring to mind an area of your life that feels uncertain. Perhaps it's a relationship, a decision, your health, your finances. Something you are waiting on that you don't have the answers about it yet. Don't need to choose the biggest thing, just something that feels present. Just allowing yourself to bring this in the situation to your awareness by maybe bringing up the image, the arc of the story. Now, as you bring this to mind, I want you to just notice what is here. What is happening inside you when you think about this situation? Is there fear, restlessness, confusion? Just quietly naming whatever is present. Maybe frustration, or maybe just that simple sense of not knowing. But I invite you to just quietly name it to yourself by saying, fear is here, restlessness is here. I'm going to invite you in this moment to just see if you can allow the experience to be here. Not because you like it or want it, but because it's here. Notice if there's any part of you trying to push it away, trying to solve it, or get rid of it. And then just see if you can just soften into that part by just whispering, I can allow this to, or whatever works in your experience. Just simply allowing yourself to be present with whatever's arising. Now we're going to go just a little deeper. So as you bring to mind this uncertainty, I'm going to ask you to notice if you can feel it in the body. Maybe bringing your mind to the arc of the story, the fear, the restlessness. And just noticing in the body, do you feel any physical sensations? Where does it live? In the chest, the throat, the heart, maybe the shoulders? Take your time. And if you don't feel nothing at all, let that be okay as well. But if you do find a sensation, I invite you to get curious. What does it feel like? Is there a color, a texture, a movement? Now, as you bring your focus to the sensation in your body, no matter what it is, remember there's no right or wrong with this practice. But I want you to bring your awareness even closer. Let that feeling, that sensation expand. Whether it's the tightness, restlessness, racing heart, whatever it is, let it get really big. The color, the texture. I want you to just, as if you're sitting next to this feeling, ask it, what are you wanting me to know? Not asking with the mind, but asking the body. What are you wanting me to know? So for me, for example, when I ask this tight knot in my belly, what does it want me to know? These words just popped up into my experience that I want you to be safe. What is your sensation bringing to your attention? Maybe it's a need for safety, a desire to be loved, to belong. Simply just listen. And then you can try, if it feels right, to just ask the sensation one more question. Just asking, what is beneath this uncertainty? What are you afraid of? Allowing whatever arises to arise. No need to force, just listening. The body likes to speak to us in images, random words, symbols, or memories. Just giving presence. If you notice you're in your head, drop back into the body by feeling the sensation or just taking a deep breath or feeling your feet on the ground. Try to stay out of the head and in the body. So now whatever came up, we're going to move into giving a sense of presence and care to whatever came into your experience. So I invite you in this moment to just place a hand on wherever you're feeling the sensation the strongest. And just offering yourself the same kindness you would to a dear friend. Maybe it's words of affirmation. I see you. It's okay. You're safe. It's okay to not know the answer. Whatever feels right in your experience. And even maybe sensing into feeling the warmth of your hand on the body that feels right. As you give this sense of care, this presence to your experience, it's almost as if there's this window open with these curtains, and the curtains just breathes in with the wind and out with the wind as the sun gazes upon the window. You're just giving this experience this sense of breath, this sense of presence, of here with it. Breathing. So now I'm going to invite you to just sense into the support beneath your body, the chair, the floor, or just the earth holding you. Noticing that uncertainty may still be here. And yet you are also here. Breathing, aware, and present. And then gently ask yourself, what is true right now? Not tomorrow, right now. And then just let yourself rest here for just a few breaths. Simply meeting this moment just as it is. And remembering stability does not come from having all the answers. It comes from learning how to stay present with when the answers haven't arrived yet. So I invite you to just take one final breath in and a slow breath out. And when you're ready to wiggle the fingers and the toes and gently open the eyes. All right. If anyone would like to just close by typing something in the chat, or Christine, if you'd like to say something, feel free to unmute yourself for a moment. But we will close tonight's talk and meditation. If anyone would like to go deeper with me and just do deeper work, please feel free to reach out. This somatic healing work that I do, it is very powerful, very powerful, very healing. And it's beautiful work to really just connect with these parts of ourselves that have been buried for sometimes years. So if interested, please reach out. But otherwise, did you? Oh, you're so welcome, Christina. I'm so glad you're able to join. Thank you for joining. You're so welcome too, Christy. And Diego, I'm so glad that was a deep dive for you. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, everyone. Well, I'm going to invite you all to just bring your hands to a prayer position to close the space. And just bow down to your hands. And just thank yourself for giving yourself the gift of presence tonight. May we and all beings just be held in love and kindness. May we and all beings feel safe. May we and all beings touch into an easier sense of ease throughout our days. May there be peace on earth. May there be justice on earth. And may we and all beings give love, receive love, and be love. Thank you so much for joining tonight. Namaste. So it is. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, what? Mother